Thank you, Dana White.
It's just like him.
Dana White, skinnier Dana White. Dana White looks terrible right now.
No, he lost 30 pounds.
Maybe last time. Maybe the video I saw was old.
Yeah, definitely old. He's changed his life around.
We are episode 7, talking with Tags. Today we have a special guest, Rudy Hernandez. How do you say
What's up, Tags? Rodolfo.
Did you roll the R's?
Rodolfo.
There you go.
There you go.
Rodolfo. Rudy owns one of the largest title companies, if not the largest in the state of Florida. Also has a beautiful med spa located in Coral Gables. So we're going to really get to know Rudy today and see what it's all about. So give us a rundown where you grew up and how you ended up here.
Born and raised in Ozone Park, Queens, New York.
Mets or Yankees fan?
Yankees,
Good.
obviously.
I almost cried last night.
Yeah, Giant fan. That was tough.
That was terrible.
Very tough. It was terrible.
Usually they break my heart in like July.
No shit.
So to have it broken in early October.
Yep.
And then when they probably lose the first round of the wild card, I might even be sick.
Of course.
At least the Giants are watchable right now.
That's to be expected, though, right? Yeah. It is what it is. So, yeah, born and raised in Ozone Park, Queens, New York, proudly. And I migrated down to South Florida when I was 14 years old. So that was roughly 1994. And I finished high school and my educational career here in South Florida.
You come here. What school did you go to in Queens?
So I went to Franklin K. Lane High School, which was, Ronnie's laughing because he knows all about the school. The school isn't even in existence anymore. That's how bad the school was. They had to shut it down.
So you come here. What high school do you transfer to?
American Senior High, which is Miami Lakes Hialeah.
Oh, so you're a Hialeah guy.
I'm really not a Hialeah guy, so don't say that. I shouldn't have even mentioned it.
Hialeah.
But Miami Lakes, mostly.
Hialeah is a special place in Miami.
Yeah, it really is. And again, I got nothing but love for the Hialeahans. I just, I wasn't really a part of the Hialeah.
You can go to Hialeah right now, get a haircut, a pair of Air Force Ones, and your taxes done in the same.
Best flea markets in the world. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so you come to Hialeah High, or American High.
That's right.
How was the transition coming from inner city in Queens to basically Cuba?
Wild. I can't even put it into words or any type of context. It was different. It was difficult. Adjusting was not an easy thing for me, but fortunately, I had no choice, right? But to adjust, adapt, and improvise and become a Miamian, if you want to call it that. But
what was the hardest part?
The difference in culture, the difference in people. Characters, the way we dressed, I stuck out like a sore thumb.
You wore your Timberlands?
I did.
And your Patrick Ewing?
150%.
Before you definitely had a Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing jersey.
No, I was actually a Bulls fan coming up as a kid. I was a Jordan guy, yeah. But what helped transition that was I actually made the high school basketball team in in American High. And so I created sort of a group of friends from basketball, and that kind of helped me.
Easy?
It did. At least it lightened.
You played for both years?
I played 1 year, and I decided to, unfortunately, quit after. Wasn't really a big fan of my coach.
What was your best stat line?
I think it was the final game of my first season. I scored 15 points, 7 rebounds, and maybe 3 assists.
You look like you would have got a lot of technical fouls in your playing.
Probably, but I was a lot lighter. Oh yeah, I was buck 70.
Were.
Yeah, we were, right? Those are the good old days.
Were you able to dunk?
No, couldn't get up that high.
You were a little finger roll guy?
No, I was more of a shooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so who would you compare your play to as like one of your, like were you like a Ray Allen?
I was a big Chris Mullin fan.
Chris Mullin.
St. John's, New York. I was a big Mully fan. So, yeah.
Him and Ronnie went to college together.
Did you really?
Same college.
Right, same college, but not the same time.
Joe just likes to talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Well, he graduated in like 82. You graduated?
No, he graduated like 86, 87.
No, he graduated in 82.
82.
I think he's right. Yeah.
Huh.
Lou Carnesecca, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
All right, so you go there playing basketball, making some new friends.
Yeah.
So that's Miami in the late 90s.
That's Miami. And so I graduated high school in 96. So I made the team in 94 when I got here. And 95, 96. 95 I didn't play. 96 I didn't either.
Yeah. All right, so you're there, high school. What's your first job after high school? Did you go to
Subway.
college?
It was during high school. Yeah, so I learned how to cut the bread. I don't know if you guys remember or not. I'm an old school guy. So the actual bread had
In
to be
Hialeah?
cut from it was in Miami Lakes. But yeah, close enough. So you had to cut the bread. They don't do it like it was anymore. They would cut the bread from the top. Right. Yeah.
That's what made Subway so good, though.
That's what made it different, right?
Yes.
And then they stopped that for some reason or another. Now they just cut the bread regularly, halfway down the middle.
I've had a lot of Subway meals in Miami Terminal J because it's the only food that they have next to
Probably.
Starbucks.
I know exactly what you're
So
talking
you're
about.
so
Yeah.
hungover in that terminal eating a turkey and cheese
horrible.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
So you work at Subway.
Yeah.
17, 18, no college?
No, 16.
16?
Yeah, no, I went to college. I went
you
to
go?
community college first, Broward Community College.
Okay.
I did 2 years there. Funny enough, I got a 2-year degree and I went to become a substitute teacher at my alma mater high school. So I was about 18, 19 years old going back to my high school where I graduated from, and I was subbing part-time while I finished my other 2 years in FIU.
We're not going to get into how bad that could have been.
We're not going to get into that, no. That was not a
All right, so
phenomenal
you're a
experience.
substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Then what gets you into this amazing mortgage world?
So an ex-fiance, I almost married her.
Okay.
And she was a mortgage broker while I was working another job. We won't get into that. It's going to take up too much time.
Okay.
But she convinced me that I was a good enough salesperson to get into the mortgage field in 2000, and we're talking about 2001. And I heeded her advice, and I got into mortgages initially before I got into title. And that's how the story went.
So you're around the AmeriQuest days.
I was first employed by AmeriQuest.
I think everybody who was in the business back then was with AmeriQuest.
That's right. AmeriQuest was the shit.
You were able to close the loan in 48 hours.
We were closing same day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We had appraisals that came to us after the closing.
Yeah.
It was wild.
The honor system.
Title would come after the closing. It was completely different. It was a different animal. Yeah, we're not going to get into how that impacted our society and the way we do and operate our business now. But yes, I was there. I saw it. I even wrote a movie script on it about those days. And
Wait, hold on. When are we producing this movie? Because Jimmy's coming in town. Jimmy wants to start we redid the whole, Roku and Apple TV.
I'll
channel.
text you
He wants to
guys.
do it.
I'll text you guys the movie script. It's on my phone.
Beautiful.
It's called Full Rev. I'm sorry, no, it's not. That was a second name we had for it. It's called On the Line because we used to price deals on the line is where you got paid the highest.
Right.
And so it's called On the Line.
I love it.
Yeah.
So working at AmeriQuest in the days we were charging 4 or 5 points, whatever. What made you transition to title?
So I was always intrigued by title while I was at AmeriQuest. I was one of the only loan officers that got bit in the ass by title a few times and decided to actually learn it. And so that's where the intrigue started coming into play. In about 2006, when there was a declining market, and I think everyone became evident there was a shift that was upon us and looming, is when I started looking into owning my own title company. First, I went to go work for a title company that was popular in the area.
How long were you with them for?
3 months. Complete Title Solutions out of Fort Lauderdale. A lot of New Yorkers are familiar with who they are because they're originally from New York. We hit it off. They were my title company of choice, and I worked with them for 3 months. I did sales, learned some of the ins and outs, and decided to open up my own shop.
So where was your first office?
Doral.
Doral.
Yep.
Do you still have that office?
I don't have that office. We outgrew that office. It was a small 500 square foot office and barely fit 3 of us in there.
Now, how many offices do you have today?
So it depends. In Florida, we're maybe down to 20, and I say down because we just didn't renew a lease for one in Miramar. So 20 office locations in Florida. We've got 3 in Jersey, and we've got 2 in New York, and 1 Regis virtual type of location in Pennsylvania,
23 to 25 offices.
roughly.
So you started, your first office in Doral was what year?
That was 2008.
2000. So in the last 12 years, you grew from one 500 square foot office, probably as big as this room that we're in right now.
More than 12 years. No, it's 14.
14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
So what was the turning point in your career where you just took it to the next level?
When I started realizing how valuable people were, and how the business revolves around people. And I know that sounds super cliche, but it really just boils down to people.
People do business with who they like.
People do business with who they like. People do business with good people, and people make this world go round. And when I started realizing how important people were going to be to my success, and it wasn't going to be about me, but about others, is when I think we started thriving and taking off.
It's a people business, right?
It really is.
Title's title, mortgages is mortgages. people do business with who they like and who treats them the right way.
Couldn't agree more, Joe.
So what year did you realize, all right, I made it. I'm successful.
I still haven't realized that.
No?
That hasn't come to realization for me.
I saw your shoes when we got here.
Those nice Hermes shoes?
Yes.
Yeah, you asked me what they were. I knew you were going to bring them up.
You know I was going to bring up. So
Yeah.
what is
The camera can't see where they are. I
No,
mean, you know.
Maybe you can take one off and put one on.
Maybe I will.
But,
let's see if I do that. Why not? Screw it.
Let's see.
All right.
So what does a shoe like this cost?
Ronnie, can you see that? Is that a good shot?
Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
it.
good shot of
What
the
does a
Hermes.
shoe like that cost?
$1,000.
$1,000. So I think you made it wearing $1,000 shoes.
You think so?
I think that's a good start.
Man, I think making it is. I think it's easier to.
You're on the right track.
It's easier said than done when you make money, right? And you've got money, but I think it's a lot more difficult than just that. I think making it really purposefully in life entails a lot of other things. Being happy within yourself, being able to create those family bonds. And it being more about that, but I don't want to dwell and take away from your questions.
No. What was your first luxury car that you purchased?
A Mercedes-Benz S500. It was before the 550 came out, and
Big
that
body?
was
Was that
2003.
That was
Big body. Yeah.
That's the best one ever.
Yeah, correct.
I think that's the best one ever.
Yeah,
What's your dream car if you were to have any car?
I already have a dream car.
What's your dream
So I drive a Ferrari F8 Spider, and a Rolls Royce is my everyday car. Wraith.
There was the one car, the Bugatti. That one guy.
Not a big fan.
One guy just had it floating around in Millionaire's Row. He didn't get out of the storm on time. You
sucks.
think he left it there on purpose? He was
Probably.
maybe with the current market conditions.
Probably
He's
so.
like, you know what? Let's go put all my cars in the low water grounds on a barrier island right now.
Probably so. Yeah.
What was your dumbest purchase?
The Ferrari.
That was your dumbest.
I mean, silly purchases. Yeah, I purchased a boat back in 2004. It's true what they say.
Bust
Happiest
out
and
another
best days.
1,000. That's what boat stands for.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't see you driving a boat.
yeah. I did actually. I captained the boat
Did you
for a
wave to
couple
everybody
years.
when you passed by?
I did kind of like
You
have to, right?
like-
Yeah, it's kind of protocol.
But it was different back then because it wasn't like we didn't have Kiki, we didn't have Sea Spice,
Just true.
right? Like,
I
where would you put?
I was there last
We
night.
had,
actually.
but we had a sandbar.
Okay, right. So,
So-
so the sandbars are a lot of fun.
Lot of fun.
It gets a little ratchet. It's a little definitely
That's
Miami.
what we were about back then.
True.
That's what we liked.
There's nothing more powerful right now in Miami. You pull up to Sea Spice
I
or
watched
Kiki.
last night. I did dinner at Sea Spice and I went to Kiki, and just watching these boats come in, it's
crazy.
It's not real life
Yeah. Well, it is for them.
for them.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's-
real life for us.
So back to what you said, how
Yeah.
it was back then.
Yeah.
When did you think bottle service came into the world and changed the game?
Bottle service was around for a while. When I started making a little cash, I mean, it was the ideal
I
thing
said
to do.
03, 04 was when I first.
Right around that time. Now, I can't speak for when I was in high school and how that operated because I wasn't in tune with what was going on back then. But bottle services must have been around for quite some time, and I think that it just became the popular thing, probably stemming from Miami, right?
You think Vegas, Miami? was
Vegas,
probably-
Miami.
Back when Derek Jeter was running around China.
New
Club.
York,
Yeah.
yeah.
So last night I was telling him, Ronnie, before I go out, we didn't get a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in general population. And I know you are the last person in the world to ever go to general population.
And it's not because of anything other than
because what bottle service created you to
I
sit
don't
like this.
I don't
necessarily.
necessarily think that's what it is for me either. I think it came down to a choice, and the choice was for me to. I have no patience, right? And so I
I
don't.
know we started 5 minutes
ze-
late, and you let us know a few times.
I have zero. I have zero patience. Number one, and I think that kind of leads to me just wanting to be in ultimate comfort. Hey, listen, I work my ass off for it, right? Why not?
Speaking of ultimate comfort, I heard that you fly in like a special outfit. Is that true?
That's so not true.
I don't know. I heard you have this like fancy velour suit that you fly in.
That's ridiculous.
Somebody spotted you on a plane. with
I'm
it, and we both
I'm
know.
sure Josh had a part in that, but no.
No, it was actually
I-
Jimmy. It was actually
Really?
Jimmy, yeah.
No, Jimmy's a funny guy. No, definitely not velour. I like wearing sweats.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard that you.
But velour is.
You don't have a velour.
I've
You
never
don't have
owned.
Sergio
I've never
Taglia
owned it.
outfit?
I've never owned a velour suit.
Hey,
and I-
cuz, what are you gonna do?
And I never owned a Sergio. And I never owned a Sergio Tacchini.
No.
No, actually, one was gifted to me last year for my birthday. Believe it or not, by my good friend David Rueda. Hopefully, he gets to watch this and give him a big shout out. Thank you for that tracksuit. I've yet to wear it, but hopefully, with the weather changing soon, I'll.
Here.
No, in
the-
New
tracksuit
Jersey, New
here,
York.
yeah.
Of course not.
You're a big scarf guy too.
Yes.
Now,
This is hilarious. I love that.
I find it odd when people in Miami wear scarves.
I've never worn a scarf in Miami, and I should never say never.
I've seen you a lot of scarves in New Jersey.
Jersey, New York, I wear scarves.
Can we talk about the scarves in Miami? Why people wear scarves?
Is that a thing?
A lot of people wear scarves.
Really? Well, I mean, it gets cold here occasionally for the 2 days
For a
out of the
scarf?
year. No, not necessarily for a
If
scarf.
there's
I
a
agree.
foot of snow on my driveway, I'm not wearing a scarf.
This is true.
I wouldn't wear a jacket.
I get it.
But Miamians love wearing scarves.
Yeah.
It's 62 degrees. Scarf.
It's more of a fashion statement than anything else, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yes.
You know.
You are a big scarf guy back home.
I'm a huge scarf guy. You got to look at my scarf collection.
I can imagine.
It's
Do you have a
great.
fur coat?
No, I don't.
What do you do? Leather coat, pea coat?
I have leather coats, and I have, I guess.
You don't have a chinchilla?
No.
Like in American Gangster?
No.
I can see you.
I would actually wear one.
You would, right?
100,000%. I would love that.
Yeah, like nice chinchilla.
Anybody out there that wants to give me a nice Christmas gift?
A chinchilla?
Yeah, please. Love it.
All right, so let's talk about, your med spa.
Yeah.
So what made you get into that and how you decided you wanted to get into that world?
So functional medicine changed my life, and I say that with all candor. It when I turned, I guess I want to say I turned 35 years old. I started noticing a decline in overall performance, not wanting to get to the gym, foggy, just not all there. And I got put on to another clinic, or med spa if you want to call it that, in Miami. And I started doing functional medicine, testosterone replacement therapy, and it just completely changed my outlook on everything, and it changed my lifestyle. And so that was eye-opening to me enough for me to be entrepreneurially aware of what this was and how it could impact so many other lives. And that was really the premise behind opening up New You Wellness.
And then New You Wellness, so you have the TRT side, and then you get into the
Aesthetics.
The aesthetics.
Yeah.
Now that's like pizzerias in New Jersey here, right? Like you can't walk 10 feet without somebody doing Botox.
They're everywhere.
Ronnie actually got his lips done, which I think is a little weird.
Well, it's an interesting story.
And you know what the funny about
Wait, this is a true story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he actually got him done in like a basement in Hialeah, which is even crazier.
Garage. There's no basements in Highland.
It's
Garage.
true, no basements in Miami at
I
all.
know. All right, so he got them done by some doctor.
I mean, she's a Colombian doctor, but she's not a doctor here.
I'm going to reserve commentary here, but continue.
I was with a very hot Colombian chick when we went to do it.
And she convinced you to do it.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Well, it was my credit card, so I might as well get my bang for the
The fact
buck.
that she took credit cards in the garage is even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about men getting their lips done? Is it
I-
common in your place?
It's not common at all.
right?
We've never serviced a man from the lips perspective.
Hey, yo.
I'm making an appointment for tomorrow to go do
This is
it.
the first time I've ever heard
I've
of
gotten
this.
Botox at your spa. And
Right. That's
stuff like-
normal.
That's normal.
Yeah.
But a man to get lips is.
I don't even know what to say. I'm
They
actually
say, like, Paulette still works there, right?
Yeah, she does.
So Paulette, I've had this discussion with Paulette,
Right.
who I love.
Yeah, she's great.
And she says that, that for men, especially, just a little bit older than you guys, that as you get older, for a man, you can really tell somebody's age by the lips because your lips start to really contract.
I look at people's hands.
Well, I got to say something now, right? And if Paulette, I'm going to make sure she watches this podcast. God bless you, Paulette, and thank you for doing your job. Because obviously you're selling the shit out of this product, and it's good. I'm happy you said that.
Would
That
you
story
would you
right
do
there.
your lips again?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
That
So
story right there
could
just
we-
made my
could
day.
We do them at New You, maybe film it, and then break into the men's
All in.
the men's aesthetic.
Yes.
1,000%.
Yeah, we'll make it a whole episode. Maybe when
partner.
Jimmy's here, we'll make a whole episode of it. Jimmy will
And
get
he
his
might fire you
Botox.
if he sees you. We're not gonna tell people. We're gonna like change your voice and blur your face.
Yeah.
But I think we should do that. Though you could really break into. Maybe Ronnie can go to Twist. Is that place you go to?
Hey.
Yeah.
Palace.
That's
Hey,
old school, man.
They're good sponsors.
That place
Definitely
doesn't
Miami.
exist anymore, right? Twist?
Twist
In
is
Miami
awesome.
Beach?
She was
Twist
there last
is-
night. That's why his phone was off.
Get the fuck out of
Twist
here.
is awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
That place is old school.
That place is like honestly one of the last places of like the old Miami Beach.
Oh, 1,000%.
That
This
and
is,
like Clevelander and
1,000%.
Mangoes, Cleveland.
Yeah,
Is
1,000%.
Cleveland still a thing?
not really. I rode my bike by Mangoes yesterday about like 6 o'clock. NFL football,
Do you have a basket on your bike?
empty. Yeah, it's a city bike.
Okay.
man.
So it's
Pay
not your
$40
bike.
a
It's
month.
the
I can use
city's
city bike
It's the
whenever I
city's
want.
bike. All right. So You have a podcast.
Yep.
Sex.
I had a podcast.
You had it. You should bring it back.
I do want to. This is inspiring me to do
Hopefully I
such.
motivated you.
We could
It
do right
really
now.
is
We'll make
motivating.
We'll make a whole day of it. We'll get everything catered here.
Yeah.
We'll bring everybody in. They'll be guests on multiple because we have another room we could do it in.
I love that.
We could just rotate the guests in and out.
It's called Sex, Drugs, and Real Estate. I started it off, I want to say it was 2018. And the reason behind it was just so I was implored by many to get out more and to have a bigger voice publicly. And I was inspired by certain other things that were happening in my life at the time. And we got a good 8 episodes on podcast now. You can find them still. Sex, Drugs, and Real Estate. And I think...
I actually listened to him on the plane maybe like a year or two ago.
I think we hit on a lot of good topics and subjects that were just day-to-day type of situations that most people can gather something from. And so...
Especially
Yeah.
your Med Spa, you have so many like influencers that go in and out there that would eat up the opportunity to be on something.
Absolutely.
Like that, talk
Yeah.
about their platform.
1,000%.
You
We had a
probably even
few...
set up the back office there as the place to do the podcast.
Sure. Absolutely. Agreed.
Now I would like to poll them on their thoughts of men getting their lips done.
Yeah.
I really want to create this poll, and I'm actually mind blown that he actually did this.
Yeah.
It still doesn't.
So am I.
It's a little weird.
So am I.
It's all good.
So who was the most recognized guest you had on your podcast?
So for me, I think the best interview was with Mel G Fit, and I'm using her like tag name if you want to call it that on Instagram, Melissa Gonzalez. She used to be a former employee of mine who did sales and also is, I don't want to say famous, but she's a recognized model in the Instagram community. She's got her own fitness app and things of that nature. So she's a fitness model, if you want to call it that. That was, I think, the best interview I had, but also Alexa Delanos, who is, Instagram worthy famous, I guess you want to call it that as well.
I'm trying to be Insta famous. Hopefully
Yeah, I'm
this
sure.
Podcast gets us there.
Yeah.
But when your producer gets his lips done, really,
That's a fucking
so,
problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Right? Yeah.
So before we end, I like to ask everybody a bunch of questions. So, do you think James Houston dyes his hair?
That's hilarious. He's got great hair. Jet black. I mean, Jesus. What's your guess?
I think he does. You never see a gray.
Yeah. But maybe
no,
he just
good.
maybe he's just got a few years left in him. I want to say no. It would be my best guess. No.
All right, we're gonna have to ask him. Wait, Sam.
Yeah. You sure he'll answer?
No, I ask him all the time.
All right.
So, all right. So, restaurants in Miami.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go out for a day drinking with the guys, where are you gonna go? Just enjoy the bar in Miami.
So my favorite restaurant's an Italian restaurant, and they used to have one in the Hard Rock. It's not coming to me right now. You know which one I'm talking about.
Carrabba's?
No.
Olive Garden.
No, guys, come on. Dude, the famous dude, Marano's.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right, yeah.
Oh, he used to have one in the Hard Rock.
He had one in the Hard
He
Rock
has the
for
one in
years
Fort Lauderdale.
before.
That's a
He has one in
secret
Fort
place.
Lauderdale. That was the original. But Marano's is my favorite all-time restaurant.
He actually has a dish there. I had it with James. It was called the veal Sinatra. And it's not on the menu, and it may be one of the best entrees I've ever had in my life.
Best steak and cheese, I can tell you that much.
So Marano's is your go-to. What about steakhouses in Miami?
That's a good question. Oh, man. I'm not a big Capital Grill guy.
Have you been to Poppy Steakout?
Poppy Steak. That's it.
So producer Ronnie loves Smith and Walensky. Yeah. I think for the meal, Smith and Walensky is probably, I think, the best steak. But for the atmosphere,
Prime 112 is
Prime 112 is great.
that's
for
great
people
steak.
watching.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite like spa hotel pool to go to?
I don't frequent those.
You have one in your backyard.
Yeah. I can't answer that. I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not as a local, at least. I know plenty of people who do. I've never really gotten into that. I'd rather rent a boat. I heard it's great too. Yeah, you guys know more about that than I would. But I'd rather just get a boat, rent a boat, and captain it out and go out in the ocean. And
So if you have 8 guys that they're coming into town, they want to go out for a bachelor party, dinner, lounge, where are you sending them?
on a boat, on a yacht.
On a yacht.
Yeah, private yacht. That's what I'm recommending.
That during COVID really blew up, and
Sure.
that was the only thing open.
Yeah.
So these boat guys are crushing it. They still are.
1,000%. I think that's probably the way to go. A huge yacht that'll accommodate, have plenty amount of rooms for them to handle whatever it is that they need to do.
And what is you need a drink, you're stressed out at work, closing didn't happen. What's your go-to spot?
I know what he's getting at, right? I know you're pushing me there, aren't
No,
you?
I'm just
Oh,
asking you.
man. I need a
Cheesecake
drink.
Factory?
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory. That's it. Good answer.
Cheese, I
That's
thought it was-
probably it. Yeah, it's
You
cheesecake.
like the jambalaya.
Extra,
There you
extra
go.
smegma cheese.
Yeah. Chili's. How about that? Yeah.
I'm
That's
an
my
Applebee's guy.
that's my go-to spot.
Applebee's is
Maybe
my favorite.
maybe Flanagan's.
Flanagan's? Okay,
Yeah.
Flanagan's.
You can catch
When
me
you're
at a
hungry
nearby.
for fun.
You can catch me at a local
I've
Flanagan's.
never been to a Flanagan's, I don't think.
It's
it's
we'll
great.
go one day. It's a good time.
I think it's a good time. It's called Flanagan's.
Yeah.
How
I
much
wouldn't say it's a
is it?
good
Is it
time,
like a
but
Monty's?
Yes.
no,
But it's-
I think Monty's is better.
Yeah.
All right, so
There's one down the street, Flanagan's.
Oh yeah. It's, yeah.
I'm actually starving right now. But thank you for coming on.
Joe, it's my
I'm
pleasure.
sorry we started 5 minutes late. And
Ronnie,
I
it's
know
my
you're picking-
pleasure.
Thank you for being
That
here.
was quick, man. You didn't get a lot out of me.
I'm keeping it.
We'll do a part
PG-13.
two. How about
Yeah,
that?
This is the PG-13 one.
Yeah, let's do a part 2.
This one's gonna be on Channel 7. We have the one for HBO.
I got a lot more to
Max.
give.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more to give, guys.
This is
Yeah.
this is the one for,
So
for
when
prime
could
time
when
TV.
could we get Ronnie's lips done and film with a film crew in there?
Next week.
Next week.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
You'll
I
bring
want
the
you-
film
I want you
crew.
to make him look like Big Ange from Mob Wife.
God rest her
God
soul,
rest
by
her
the
soul.
way.
Wow.
Yeah, God rest her soul.
We're thinking the same.
Big Ange.
One more question. What
Sure.
are your thoughts about people who wear sunglasses indoors?
I'm not a big fan.
You know, 2 people do it.
Who's that? Ronnie, one of them?
Blind people and assholes.
There you go. I agree.
But okay, what if like like yesterday we walked into where we go afterwards? We went to Blonde Bottle, right? I walked in. It was kind of like the garage doors were open. We were
See,
inside. I had them on.
that's different. So I went to
sun was
a
blasting
Dolphin game.
Yeah.
And I was in a box, but the sun was hitting me directly. Yeah, I get it.
When you go to Target, you leave your sunglasses on.
When I walk into Whole Foods, my sunglasses stay on.
I actually left my sunglasses in my car. Yeah.
What kind of sunglasses do you have?
Tom Ford's.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that
I'm a
your
variety, by the way.
You're a variety?
The ones I'm wearing today are Tom
kind of
Ford's.
shirt is that?
This is Gucci.
No Fendi today?
No Fendi today. Saving the Fendi for Jersey next week.
You don't
what,
wear a
we,
chain.
what we really want to know, on the side compartment on your door, what bottle of cologne do you have
Creed.
stashed there? You have Creed there.
Creed.
Yeah.
Aventus.
That's today.
Do you go there? Because I don't like. I like Dior and I like the vanilla tobacco Tom Ford. When you go to Creed, do you make your own concoction or do you just buy it? 'Cause You
No,
can go there and you
I
can make your own.
I buy Aventus.
Okay.
Only
you can
Aventus.
mix and match while you're there.
Yep, I know. No, I know. It's great stuff.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the PG-13
My pleasure.
episode with, how do you say, Rodolfo?
Rudy.
Did you say with the R though? Roll that.
Rodolfo.
There he is. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, my
Talk to you
pleasure,
later.
guys. Thank you.
That's perfect. So,
Okay.